Hey guys, so it is Saturday morning in India. It's about 9:30. I wanted to shoot this video earlier because it was a little quieter, but on my street in the main bazaar here in New Delhi, it gets kind of rowdy real early. So I'm sitting out here on the patio at the hotel restaurant having my breakfast, which is included in my stay. That took a little getting used to. Breakfast ain't what we've been taught it was in the US over here. So I'm sitting here hanging out, and I just remembered that I probably didn't update you guys after my transfer on Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I am officially 72 hours poo-poo or poop or fuck it, pregnant. And because it's been such a roller coaster ride in a unique way for me and my husband, I am pretty much giving myself leeway to be pretty excited. I'm still optimistic but hesitant. I'm still very guarded about my excitement, but I find myself being very excited. So far, I am on 3 different shots. I have some pictures of those, and I don't have them with me. When I get back to my room, I'm going to do my own shots for the first time today. But I don't have them with me in the dining room area, so I don't know the names of them. But one is definitely a progesterone, and then the other 2 are other pregnancy maintaining shots. One is on an every other day schedule, and the other one is on an every 3-day schedule, and the progesterone is daily. That being said, I am definitely going to give myself my shots today because I'm a little road weary of going back and forth to my doctor's office to get the shots. And today being Saturday, it is really busy in his office on Saturdays because, you know, everybody's off of work, and that's the most convenient time for people to do their consults and checkups and appointments. And I went last Saturday, and that was before transfer, and it was just like a painstaking, thank you. It was like a painstaking exercise in patience and hurry up and wait. And it tried my patience. It just was too much for me. So when I went yesterday, I asked my nurse, they call them sisters. So I asked sister, I said, do you think I could do these myself? And she was like, yeah, you can do them yourself. And so they don't sell isopropyl alcohol here, which is weird, but they have other antiseptics that I'm familiar with from Ghana, like Dettol and some other kind of Tols, but they're very astringent smelling, and they're used for all manner of disinfecting and first aid. So I've got that, and I think I brought some little wipes, some alcohol wipes with me, but I'm going to be giving myself my injections today. Today are just the 2 in my bum. So that's like, you know, 1 on each bum side. Yesterday the sister did give me the 1 in my tummy because even though it's really tiny and it's a small amount of medication, that shit hurts, and it always leaves bruises on me. I've had 3 so far, and I got 3 bruises in the exact places that they stuck me, and I'm not very confident about that. So let's see what else. Transfer was really quick. I built up this whole scenario in my brain, and that was weird because It was everything I expected, but nothing I expected. Everything here is kind of different in their operational procedures, the protocols and the pomp and circumstance that we stand on in the U.S. is irrelevant here. So, I mean, it was a very communal environment in the operating theater where I got the procedure done. There were like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 people, not including me, in and out of the room. That included the doctor. So it was the doctor, a nurse, another nurse, the doctor's wife, who is also an embryologist. No, she's a reproductive endocrinologist. And then they had the embryologist. My embryos were beautiful. If I have to say that myself, they were absolutely beautiful. Yeah, there were like 5 people in the room, and it was kind of odd, and nothing was SOP for me for what I was familiar with in the States. So that was different. My doctor came in kind of doing a little dance. They had the Indian music going in the background, which was funny. It was the day after the 9 Days Festival, which is one of the reasons I got my henna tattoo. And that is a celebration of the divine goddess, the goddess of fertility and what have you. And so that was really significant for me. And he just came in happy and just really reassuring and really calming. His spirit and his energy were so kind, always has been, which is why a year ago I committed myself to using this doctor no matter what, because his energy just spoke to me. His presence was it was infutable for me. So that really reassured me. And then like I kind of just hung out there with my legs on the stirrups, just kind of hanging out after everything was all prepped and ready. And I'm not going to go into the gory details, but ladies, you've had your exams and things like that, and so you know what prepped and ready is. And I'm just hanging out, and they're just people just doing their thing. This is matter of fact for them because they do this multiple times a day, multiple times a week, and there's a reason why he's the #1 reproductive endocrinologist and ART and IVF doctor here in New Delhi. There's a reason for that. So they were efficient. It was like a machine. They were like, they knew what they were doing. There was no nonsense. There was no question. Now that chick that was handling my ultrasound, I want to check with her for a little while because we need to have a come to Jesus meeting. She was a little rough, abrasive, aggressive. Like she had some pent up shit going on because I finally had to tell her, I was like, ouch, that hurts. Can you act like I'm human? And she was just like, yes, act like I'm human. Oh, in my nether regions. And then, you know, while the embryologist was taking some snapshots of my little MBs, I'm just hanging out there with feet in the stirrups, just doctor sitting there and assume the position, and I looked at my MBs and they were so surreal, and I'm not being biased because they were mine. Like I hadn't seen anything like this except like on the internet and in the textbook, if you will, the cliche perfect cells bunching, grouping, non-fragmented, pre-hatching, like just on the cusp of hatching stages. They were perfectly round and tightly knitted, and they were just like, I'm looking at them like, wow, that's awesome. Like wow. And the doctor was like, yep, they're your embryos. And I was like, those are mine? He was like, they're yours. And for the past like 3 days prior to, the embryologist kept telling me, your embryos are beautiful. I was like, are they? She's like, yeah, they're beautiful. They're developing really, really well. And so the day of transfer that morning when I went down for acupuncture, I had a new sari on and yada yada, and everyone was just in amazement. They were like, you look so beautiful. And the embryologist came downstairs to see me, and she was like, wow, you're as beautiful as your embryo. I thought that was so sweet. I said, are they really pretty? You're just saying that because I'm standing right here right now. She's like, no, no, no. They're nice looking embryos. She's like, I do this every day. I was like, yeah. I said, but don't make me feel special because I know you create really nice embryos. She was like, yeah, I do, but yours are really nice looking. And I was like, that's the good stuff. So when I actually saw them before she, put them in the pipe, they were beautiful. And then, they put them in the pipe, and every video I've watched on YouTube with the procedure and the instrumentation, it was dead on, and checking them to make sure they were in there. Now, again, about that ultrasound tech chick, she just was like extra aggressive, just like, I was just like, what the hell is going on here? But doctor got in there, and I was asking one of the nurses, I was like, so is this going to be painful? Because the way they clapped that speculum on my cervix and the way she was just like jigging in my abdomen, I was just like, this shit is finna be awful. But Dr. Gupta said, no, don't worry. It's not going to be painful. And the other nurse, she was like, no, Adrienne, it's going to be okay. She was like, you won't even feel it, I promise. I don't trust nobody's promises. But needless to say, I didn't feel anything. Like literally from the time the sister started on my abdomen and doing whatever she was doing to the time he was like, okay, done. It was like from the time the embryologist brought the tube to the doctor and the time he said, okay, all done, it was like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Because I'm laying there like, okay, prepping, getting ready, trying to relax, doing my cleansing breaths, just getting ready for the show to start. And then he was like, okay, you're done. I was like, I'm done? Are you serious? So then here comes Sister Ultrasound again, and she gets the internal probe out and she gets it prepped. And the next thing I know, she's just like jams there. I was like, that's when I was like, can you act like I'm fucking human? Because I was finna act up. Just having had a transfer and everything, I was finna act up because she was treating me like, I don't know what the fuck. And so then doctor was like, no, I got it. So he took it and he did his little magical thing in there. And he was like, okay, there they are. And I was like, there, what is? And so he turned the screen around for me. He said, you see those little white dots there in that little black circle? I was like, yeah. He said, there they are. I said, all of them in the same place? He's like, oh, yeah. I said, should they be all in the same place? Should they be spread out or something? He's like, no, they're fine. Okay. But then he came and he thanked me for being his patient and congratulated me and had a brief chat. And then the nurses and nurses assistants came and got me, lifted me off the table, and I didn't have to move a muscle at all after that. They wheeled me out of the operating theater and into the recovery staging area where I laid around for the better part of an hour and a half before I was like, the way my bladder is set up, we finna have a situation. So I went and relieved myself, and then I laid back down for another hour and a half. And I made a good IVF buddy named Kim, and she came up towards the end of my recuperation and hung out with me and ran back and forth and got my scripts, and she was just like a trooper. And 3 hours later, I was sent on my way to go home with my meds. And I'm gonna tell you, I couldn't have asked for a different or a better experience for me. This whole experience has been real. It has been tactile and hands-on and experiential. Everything from the tuk-tuk rides to the clinic to engaging with my nurses and learning each of their dispositions and personalities and learning how to interact and integrate myself into this community and culture. and learning how not to stress. And it's all kind of washed away my worry. It's washed away my anxiety about some things. And I couldn't have asked for a better experience. Even the back and forth every day to the clinic, although it's challenging some days because I just don't want to get up, I wouldn't trade it. I am so grateful and humbled by the ability to have this experience and to have been successful in my journey and to share the bits and pieces with you guys, but most of all be able to share this with my husband, hearing the absolute elation and joy in his spirit and in his voice, and watching him on video in his countenance has made all of the ups and downs of this really, really worth it. And I feel so at ease and positive. Yeah, I'm just at ease and positive right now. And it's a good feeling. It's a feeling I never would have thought I would have had. It's a feeling that has been worth the wait. Let's see what else. We covered meds, we covered procedure, we covered my mindset. There was something else, but because y'all know I'm not scripted, I can't remember. Symptoms. So, not really many. First day when I was let out of the clinic to come home, I was kind of pensive because I didn't know what to expect. And even though I had read all the articles about, the embryos won't fall out, girl, you can't tell me that every step I took was not going to be one of my poor little M babies falling out and hitting my panty liner or something. So, yeah, that was weird. And then just came back and I went and had some dinner at a local restaurant up the street, because on the one hand, some school of thought is you don't need to rest more than 30 minutes, but I had rested 3 hours, and some say you should walk, you shouldn't walk, you should do and you shouldn't do. And all I knew is I was hungry. I had not eaten all day except one apple. So I went up to my local restaurant and had some food, and I started to feel a little achy, wakey, craky going on. So I came on back to my hotel and I laid down and took all my meds. The next day I was pretty okay. I've been kind of waiting to feel the bloat or the something, and it never manifested. Last night I did, however, have some quick achy, crampy feelings, and then the saddle of my back, like the hip to hip part, where I used to have my monthly cramps, that kind of got real tight for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, kind of like, I just stayed with my feet up and kind of kicked back and chilled out last night. That's about it. All the other symptoms are from the progesterone and estrogen I've been taking, like my tits hurting. These bad boys, they've been giving the sister blues. And that's pretty much it. My appetite, though, since Wednesday has been very sparse. And they have me on prednisone, which is a steroid, which the last time I was on it made me extraordinarily hungry. But they got me on it now, and I'm not extraordinarily hungry. If anything, I'm the opposite. I'm not hungry. Like yesterday, I had to force myself to eat some rice and a little bit of fish. For lunch, I had to force myself to eat some, curried cauliflower and a tomato salad. Yeah, that was it. Like, that was it. And lots of water. Today I came down to breakfast, like I said at the top of this video, And I had 2 pieces of toast, a cup of coffee, and some milk. Oh, and I got 2 boiled eggs. I have not touched the eggs. I ate 1 piece of toast, drank half the milk and half the coffee, and I'm just like, I'm all set. So I don't know what that is, but those are the only symptoms I've had so far. I'm gonna test about 2.5 days before I leave. I'm scheduled to leave here on the 25th. So I'm gonna test on like the 23rd. I might try to push it and see if he'll test me on the 22nd. No, I'll just wait for the 23rd. I'ma just wait. Fuck it, I'ma just wait. And just as long as I get a number that's like 70 or better, I feel like I'm winning. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a number. I don't care if the number's 25. Just give me a number, because he has me scheduled for testing on the 26th, but I won't be here. And I just don't see the value of paying for another $500-600 ticket one way to stay one day. So that's not cost effective. So I'm going to test on the 23rd, hopefully get my results on the 24th. I could probably get them the 23rd that afternoon though. And as long as I got anything over 25, they want me to have numbers in like the hundreds, the 1s, 3s, 5s at that day of gestational time. But I don't pay for all of this. Trust and believe. If I got a 25, I got my little chart from online, and I'll be like, Doc, listen, just give me all my support meds. I'm not going to stop my support meds until I get home and I can do an official ultrasound and confirm or deny everything. And I'm sure he'll be fine with that. So I'm just praying for like anything over 70. Hopefully something in the 3s would be awesome. But anything over 70, I'll be happy with. And I'm doing that on the 23rd. And then I'm going to bring my happy-go-lucky home in time enough to kind of decorate a little bit and rush with my ornamentation for Halloween. Because that's my holiday right there. That's my holiday. Excuse me. It's the Dustin Deli. I think I'm gonna write a poem about the Dustin Deli. But that's about it for me as far as updates. And I know this one is a really long video. Yeah, it's like 23 minutes already. And I normally don't do this to you guys, but I just felt compelled because you guys have been so supportive and so patient and interactive. I just felt compelled to share a little bit more, update you, fill you in on what's been going on with me and how things are. I may or may not try to do a video of me trying to stick myself today. That's a 50-50. But I don't know. What I do know is I love you guys. What I do know is I'm ecstatic. What I do know is I'm at peace. What I do know is my husband is happy. And that's my happy for me. And I'm so grateful. So I'm gonna end this video, and from my heart to yours, I want to say namaste. The God in me acknowledges and honors the God in you. And Dhanyavad. Thank you very much for your support and your care and your love. Be good to yourselves. Thank you so much. Love you, love me, and I'll be back between now and the 25th to kind of update you on where we're standing. All right, love you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.